Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Detective Amy Spence, and I'm with the Calgary Police Service Child Abuse Unit. Today, we are sharing that a man has been arrested and charged in relation to the sexual exploitation and sexual assault of 3 teenage girls. Last month, we became aware of allegations of sexual assault against the girls, one who is 12 years of age and the other two who are 14 years of age. And we became aware of this because two different family members contacted the police to report concerning incidents involving a 56-year-old man. We believe the man met with the girls in the community, then shared his cell phone number with them, and sought them out on social media. He also regularly spent time alone with them. It is believed he was in contact with the 12-year-old over the course of several months. During the time he spent with the girls, the man paid them money, bought them vape, alcohol, drugs, and food, as well as drove them around the city, touching them sexually while he was alone with them. The legal age of consent in Canada is 16, therefore, none of the victims can legally consent. Each of the victims are now safe and being offered the support and resources they need, including services from the Luna Child and Youth Advocacy Center. On Wednesday, September 8th, 2021, police arrested and charged Stacey SHIBLEY with 3 counts of sexual assault, 3 counts of sexual interference, 3 counts of obtaining sexual services for consideration of people under the age of 18, and 2 counts of invitation to sexual touching involving a minor. SHIBLEY will next appear in court tomorrow, Friday, September 9th, 2021. I am asking anyone with information that could aid in this investigation to contact myself at 403 428 5457. The Calgary Police Service encourages anyone who believes they are a victim of sexual assault to report it to the police. Victims of sexual assault can report it to the police by calling 403 266 1234 or 911 if they are in immediate danger. There is no time limit on how long a victim has to report a sexual assault in Canada. I will now take your questions.
Thank you, Amy. We will open it up to questions. If you have a question, please use the chat function and I will call upon you to ask your question. Haley J from 660 News, please go ahead.
So sorry about that. I was on mute. Just wondering, do you guys think that there might be other victims in this case?
I believe that there are other people in the community that have information in relation to this investigation, and I encourage anyone with information to please contact myself.
Thank you, Haley. Matthew Conrad with Global News, please go ahead.
Hi there. I was just hoping you could maybe provide some context into the contacts that were made over social media, perhaps any warning signs that young adults, parents might be on the lookout for in instances like this that involve someone reaching out over some of those platforms.
Thank you very much for that question. Primarily the social media venue, not just in this investigation, but that we are seeing quite frequently is over Snapchat. I encourage any parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, caregiver, guardian of children to be very aware and monitor the social media accounts that kids are using, and ensure that they are aware of who the identity is of the person that they are talking to. We often see friend requests come about with the child or youth not truly knowing the identity of that person, and that's where we're often seeing this as a starting point.
Haley J., do you have another question?
Yeah, just wondering, like with the pandemic, everything has moved to online. And I think you guys have said this before, but are you seeing an increase in these types of crimes just because a lot of kids especially have been spending a lot more time online the last year and a half or so?
Thank you for your question. Although I can't speak to stats currently, I do believe that we are seeing, whether it's due to COVID, more people learning, kids and youth learning online, or generationally, we're seeing more people engage in social media communication and be online for a variety of reasons. We are seeing an increase in these types of crimes.
All right. Can the person whose screen name WIG, can you please say your name and what agency you're with?
Bill Graveland, the Canadian Press.
Hi there. Can you please ask your question?
Sure. Detective, in this day and age, are you surprised that, young victims are still falling for the old equivalent of a guy with his van asking if they want candy? I mean, are you surprised that people are still not seeing the danger?
I'm going to rephrase some of the communication and messaging there. It's not a matter of victims falling for anything. This is not ever a crime that is the victim's fault. This is predators out in our community that are targeting young kids for a variety of reasons. But I want to be very, very clear. It is never the child or youth's fault.
Well, I'll put a follow up on that. Is there any way that young people can be warned more about the dangers?
I think that there's a lot of education ongoing. However, the ongoing education needs to also keep up with the ongoing times of social media. Social media platforms change rapidly, and as do offending behavior. So there are a variety of resources that are available to schools and parents and youth that are available right now. However, what's available today may not necessarily be relevant to tomorrow. So that is something that is ongoing. I know the National Child Exploitation Center has a lot of really great resources. And if parents, families, caregivers also want to go to cybertip.ca, there's a lot of really great resources for how to keep kids and families safe online.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Nope. Going once. Going twice. All right. We will wrap it up then if nobody else has any other questions. Thank you everybody for joining us today.